First thing that we need to do is roll out a slab for the sides of our coffee mug. So I've got a nice long flat piece of clay here that I'm going to roll between these two dowel rods, because the dowel rods are the thickness that I want for the sides of my coffee mug. So when I roll and then I flip, and I roll it out and I flip it, and I keep the rolling pin on top of the dowel rods so that it will be that thick. Then when I've rolled it out so that it is long enough and wide enough for my template to fit, and it is exactly the thickness of those dowel rods, and I know it's exactly the thickness because the rolling pin will slide very easily up and down those two sticks. Lay my 11 by 4 template paper on top, and then just using a sharpened pencil, I'm just going to cut out that rectangle. Put the scraps off to the side, squish them up really well so there's no air pockets. Put it off to the side. You're going to use that later. You want to make sure it's really well squished so that there are no air pockets. Then you're going to roll another piece of clay or the same clay into a ball and start flattening it out. And you want to flatten it out into a circle. So I like to flatten it out in my hands for a little while, and then again, see how I roll and flip and rotate this slab so that it stays in a circle form. And now it is the thickness of those dowel rods. So now it's time to assemble. So I'm going to form this slab into a cylinder. Be sure to score, absolutely must score anything you want to put together by creating these hash marks with our scoring tool. Use slip as the glue. So the scoring prepares the clay to allow the slip to grab onto the clay. Pinch that together and then smooth it out really well. Smooth it out on the outside and the inside. Then you're going to score what will be the bottom of your mug. Set that off to the side. Grab the bottom circle slab, lay it on there, use a pencil to cut it out to size. Score where the bottom of the mug and the side of the mug are going to meet. Don't have to score the whole bottom, just where they're going to meet, and then lay slip on that seam as well. Put it together. And then again, you want to make sure that that seam is really well smoothed out. Now I'm holding it in my hand so that you can see it on the camera. It might be easier for you to do it just flat on the table. Use some slip if you need to make sure that all of your seams are really well pressed together and very, very well smoothed out. If they're not smoothed out and pressed together, your mug will fall apart and you won't have a mug, you'll just have trash. So make sure that, again, the seams are smoothed out on the inside and the outside. I like to use my finger. You can also use a clay tool, especially if your hand is not big enough to fit in there, to smooth that out on the inside and the outside. The last thing that we're going to do to assemble our base for our mug is to roll out the coil for our handle. The handle should be about 1 inch thick, which is a little wider than a standard marker. And then you're going to put it into a question mark shape. Don't put it on the seam because that's already a weak point. Put it somewhere else besides the seam. Measure it out. Flatten the top part of that coffee mug or of that question mark so that you can score it. Score where it's going to go on both the mug and on the handle. And again, smooth that out very well. You want to have your handle be nice and thick so that it doesn't break or fall off, especially while it's drying. If you want to roll the extra into a nice little curl there for decoration, do that, or you can just cut it off and smooth it on. But again, you need to make sure that you score and slip and smooth anytime you attach clay to each other. All right, and then your mug is fully assembled and you can put it away to save for decorating next time. All right, now I'm going to use some of the scraps and I'm going to roll out a slab about as thick as a ruler or a paint stick, because we want our decorations, our objects that we're decorating the side of our coffee mug to be pretty thin. You can use a pencil and just draw it out and then use the same pencil to cut it out. Now see, I'm smoothing it out so there are no burrs, because anything that has like those burrs, once it's fired and becomes ceramics, will be really sharp and you don't want that. You want it to be nice and smooth. Remember, anything that you attach, you want to make sure you slip and score. I even like to add a little slip to the side and smooth out those seams. So I made a palette and now I'm assembling a little paintbrush. So I'm using the coil method. I'm using whatever tools seem like that's going to work best for creating my objects to decorate my coffee mug. Again, score where I'm going to place it, and slip. And smooth out the seams. I like to use both my finger and clay tools so that my objects are still well defined. You can also use your finger with a little dip of water on it to also help smooth out those seams and any of your objects. So again, I'm using this clay that I've rolled out, kind of like paper, that I would just cut out, kind of like I would with paper. I'm drawing a little landscape here. So I don't have to cut it all the way. I can leave just those impressions, those engravings. Score and slip and smooth. Score and slip and smooth. That's always what you want to do when you're working with clay. I'm going to create a little pencil here that again, I'm going to just form with my fingers and some tools so that it looks like a pencil. And then later, when I glaze this, of course, I'll be able to paint it yellow like a pencil so that it stands out even more and looks like a pencil. So making sure that I have the shape correct when I'm putting it on there. And then, of course, I'll be able to use glaze later so that the color also gives that same impression. Smoothing out those seams. And then I'm going to actually use some words. So I'm going to put I heart art. So I want bubble letters. So first I draw the letter, and then this is just the way I always make bubble letters, and then I draw around that letter. So now I need to smooth out that sketch so that's nice and smooth. And then on the back, score and slip, and then score and slip right there like that. Oh, upside down. There we go. So there's my eye, and then I'm going to do a little heart shape. This exact same way. See how I use just a little bit of water on my finger to smooth that out as well. Want to make sure that I get all of those little burrs off so that there's no sharp points after it's been fired. Everything should be nice and smooth together. Now I realize here that I've kind of messed up my design and I need to move, I'm going to move my heart over more to the center. And what's nice about this is because my clay is still soft and plastic, and not that it's made out of plastic, but it is still has the quality where it can be easily moved. I can easily move things around as needed. Because what I've realized here is that I want to move my paintbrush and I want to put my art going in a different direction. So I'm going to peel that off, but then again, I still need to score the cup for the new placement of my paintbrush and score the area that I'm going to put my R and my T. Using my rulers to make sure that I have a consistent thickness of the clay paper, if you will, even though it's not paper, but you know what I'm saying. You're kind of using it like paper. Smoothing it out, getting it all ready to go, and then of course, as always, score and slip so that it will stick and not fall off. Using my hands and my clay tools, not worried about getting messy because clay is just messy and that's kind of the fun of it. And again, I still need to adjust my paintbrush once again. So my little object of a paintbrush, it's not actually a paintbrush. There we go. All right. And now my design is the way that I want it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through again and I'm going to make sure that I have all of the scoring lines are smoothed out, all of the seams are smoothed out, there aren't any burrs anywhere, and I'm using this clay tool to smooth everything out. Then I'm going to go through again with a little bit of water on my finger, and I'm going to smooth it all out. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take a paintbrush and put some water on a paintbrush to make sure that it is nice and smooth. Not so smooth that I've lost the objects, but just smooth enough that it's all one piece and that it's looking really good. All right, and the last step here is I'm just going to get my paintbrush with some water and just brush it out so that it has a nice smooth consistency, and make sure that it is the right round shape. Especially after I've been handling it, I want to make sure that my mug is mug shaped. And it's all looking good before I set it out on the counter to dry.